And we welcome you back to America Talks Live. And remember, you can always join the conversation with myself, John Bachman. Miranda Kahn will be back with us throughout the evening. You can call us at 1-877-NEWSMAX. That's 1-877-639-7629. Joining us right now, in place of Miranda Kahn, is Ed Berliner.
Oh no. Can never replace Miranda Kahn.
All right.
I just take the position, that's all.
Right. Also joining us from Newsmax New York is Bill Tucker. Gentlemen, it's good to have you here. I want to go back to Kellyanne Conway, because anytime you have a campaign manager having to explain what her candidate is talking about and essentially disagree with her candidate, it can't bode well for what's happening inside the campaign. Let's take a listen.
Do you believe there will be widespread voter fraud?
No, I do not believe that. I think everybody's missing his larger point. And he was making this point in a different way yesterday in Colorado, Stephanie, where he was saying, look, I've got this government Reform Washington program because it is a rigged, corrupt system. Whether you believe it's rigged and corrupt at the polls or you believe it's rigged and corrupt in that we have a $19 trillion debt and people who are there for years and years, if not decades, should be responsible for that.
All right, let's do a little role playing here, gentlemen. Let's just say I'm
a family show.
I'm very concerned about Donald Trump's rhetoric and poking holes in the legitimacy of our election cycle. If Kellyanne Conway is supposed to be speaking to me, the voter who is hypothetically concerned about Donald Trump poking holes in the legitimacy of our election system, did she change my mind? Bill Tucker, what do you say?
Well, first of all, let me just declare up front, I'd vote for Kellyanne Conway. She did her best.
Okay, I'm glad we got that out of the way.
Okay, that's one, Bill. Thanks so much. We'll go right from there, brother.
Bill, considering you're voting in New York, you might as well write her in, right? You might as well write her in.
Exactly. Why not? I'll do that. I vote in New Jersey, so it's the same thing.
Okay,
but
that's -1. Let's get rid of that vote.
Yeah, I think she did her best at trying to put some shine on those shoes, but you know what, I don't think, in the undecided voters' mind, I don't think that she necessarily swayed anybody with that.
Ed, what do you think?
I don't think she's going to sway anybody. Look, Kellyanne Conway is a couple of things here. First of all, she's a PR specialist, and she's going to have a job after Donald Trump is no longer in politics. She wants to make sure that she doesn't get marked with the same stain that Donald Trump has across the board. So she goes out and says these things, number one. Number two, she knows it's not going to make any difference to Trump. And as a matter of fact, she and other mouthpieces may have just been told to go out and say this in public to sort of balance what Donald says. And the other thing is, there's a big difference between a rigged system and a corrupt system. There is a huge difference. American politics and politics in general are based in corruption. That's how they got started. It is pay for play across the board. It is favors done from one end to the other. It doesn't make a difference whether you're left,
So we're just supposed to accept it, Bill? Or we just...
Not a matter of accept. Before Bill answers, I want to just say something on that. We as the American people are the ones that have failed to change this corrupt system because we keep putting the same corrupt politicians in office day after day after day and give them 3, 4, 5 bites of the apple.
All right.
Don't blame anybody but the voter.
Bill, before you answer that, I want to welcome in Connie, who is calling in from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, a New Jersey voter just like yourself. Connie, we're talking about the debate tonight. Wanted to ask you, what do you want to hear from either Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton when they're at the debate tonight?
Hi, how are you? Thank you. Well, I am very concerned, and I'd like to hear more from Donald Trump talking about the connection with Obama and Hillary and their admiration for Saul Alinsky, who wrote the book Rules for Radicals, and they wrote their thesis, and it's in his book, as well as she even wrote a personal letter to him in college. My concern is that, he always talks about what you need to do to have a social state and globalization and censorship. And if you get the health care for the people and get them under control, then you can control the masses, keep them in poverty. You can have more control under the masses. And the more they're in debt, that's another way to keep them in control.
It's
very take away the guns.
It's very hard,
and the
Connie.
education.
Yeah, it's very hard for Republicans to fight against free stuff. That's essentially what
it's hard for anybody to fight against.
With Hillary, she was poking holes in Bernie Sanders. Yeah, Bernie Sanders for free college. Now she's taking up the mantle of free college. There's no way we can pay for this. So how do you? Our caller Connie wants to hear specific takedowns of Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama's Saul Alinsky affinity. Is that a worthy pursuit during this debate, Bill?
No, I really don't, because I don't think most people have the patience to follow it. Yeah, it is all true. The connections are there. It's documented. She knows him. She was influenced by him, as was Barack Obama. And it's really, you know what this is called? This is called buying the vote. You can promise all kinds of free stuff, and people who want free stuff are going to vote for you, and they're going to have a weird amnesia when they don't get the free stuff they wanted, but you're in office and it's too late anyway.
Is why this whole Saul Alinsky thing is useless. We're really going to go back to a letter written in college between Saul Alinsky and Hillary Clinton and claim that this is pushing her forward to her 70th year on the planet. If we are going to do that, then I'll tell you what, let's go back to Donald Trump's years in college and point out that he was a draft dodger because he got deferments and didn't go and serve his country. If you want to go there, then go there.
There's a difference between deferments and actually dodging the draft. We can have that debate for a separate day.
Indeed.
All right, let's go to our next caller, John, who's calling in from Maryland. John.
Hello.
How you doing? What do you want to hear from the candidates tonight at the debate?
I think I'm taking a different approach to this thing. There's so many things that are happening every day in the last couple of weeks, and there's only 3 weeks roughly until we vote. And there's just so many events occurring that we don't have enough time to even get the people back to where they live so they can vote. I mean, with Matthew coming in and flooding out North Carolina and other areas, you got people that are, not even home. Their homes have been destroyed and everything. And I think the continuing resolution, which is the the marginal budget until that they last passed, goes to December 11th. And I think it ought to be postponed from November 9th to December 11th so that we can get these things washed out, because I think Trump is taking a beating. It's a question of proportionality. I mean, I'm 76 years old. Trump is 70. And you're talking about putting your hands all over a woman or something. I come from Newark, New Jersey, and the name for the Newark Drive-In was the Finger Bowl. And that's what you did.
Oh.
It was called dating.
Okay.
And to compare him to this lesbian, and it's just coming out, that's ridiculous. And
all right. Well, one of the things
This whole thing is ridiculous discussion.
It was
Let's
ridiculous
grow up,
months
people.
ago. I think one of the things we've heard from some of our callers is that they want to hear the candidates talk about what they're going to do when and if they become president, which means looking forward. Going to your point about looking back at Hillary's past and her connection to Saul Alinsky, and Donald Trump going back 11 years ago to something he said on a hot mic on a bus, voters seem to be fed up with that type of stuff. Is it relevant? Perhaps.
Well, we've been saying that, John,
but
for
we're not
months.
also getting what is America going to look like in 2017?
What is America going to look like on November the 9th is the bigger question that I want to know, seriously, because we spend so much time looking at these ridiculous minor things instead of focusing on what will happen with the Supreme Court, with the Hillary Clinton presidency, the fact that Donald Trump's economic plan doesn't work under any specific ideas. Anybody who's looked at it says it can't work, and it's going to plunge us into a huge deficit. Let's talk about these things and have the candidates tell us how they're going to solve the problems instead of worrying about things that happened in their college years. Stop, people. Hey, Bill, let's say this out loud. We all have dark things in our lives, okay? We all did stupid things when we were young.
Well, and we're
going to have video of them later. John is going to provide us video. We'll all have pictures.
We're going to give the last 30 seconds to Bill to make a confession about his most. No, just kidding. Bill Tucker, we'll see you here a little bit later.
We're not going to my dark past.
No, it's not recommended. Bill told me about it one time over drinks.
Really? Okay, I'm going to New York. I'm coming up. We're going to have a couple of drinks, you and me. We're going to discuss this. We all have a dark past. Put it away.
Hey, look,
Let's look to the future.
I was one of 5 people in America that voted for George McGovern, so I'll just get that on the table really fast.
That's good. We're going to play confessions later.
Thank you so much, Bill. It's a pleasure to have had you on Newsmax. I'm afraid we can't have you here anymore. Have a nice life.
Ed, everybody's allowed to reform. Come on.
Right. Okay, I'll give you reform.
All right, just a reminder, Bill, Ed, myself, Miranda, JD, Steve Malsberg, and a whole host of other folks, Michael Reagan, Dick Morris, John Zobby, they're going to be with us here throughout the night. Our main coverage starts at 9 p.m. You want to make sure you stick with us. And, of course, you can get the latest up-to-date information. Don't just watch TV. Check us out on Newsmax.com, too. More to come right after this.